tree, Brad. Open curious. Hands open curious.
Nick, watch my curve. Top blue ramp.
55 OS.
Close goals. One shot, top blue ramp.
I got anarchy. That's close goals.
Open curious. Open curious.
Open curious.
Baby!
0-3. Let's go.
And there is the triple kill out of Nated, and the kid is fired up, Scott. It was really tight for the first half of the game. Now with about 7 minutes left on the clock, Carbon's starting to get a bit of a lead here. They're up by about 60 seconds.
At the beginning, they were very scrappy. C2 Legend, he's got a couple shots. Answer 3.
And Nated is going to be taken down. We're going to stay on board with him. He is getting fired up.
Up goal, guys. Up goal. Last guy still. Watch my sword as well.
And you really like to see this out of Carbon. Once they start to gain momentum, it's like they never go back. They just let the ball roll. It's almost a snowball. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
182 to 98. 6 minutes left on the clock. Carbon trying to come back here in game number 3 to take the 2-1 lead in the series. And they've really turned it on in the last minute or two, guys.
And I'm going to have to say Nated's a big factor here. I mean, he's been staying alive.
Yeah, they really have. Fuck it.
Legends injured. Open VR and 1 shot, 0-2 Legend. Another guy in the
195 to 108. Gandhi, we just finally fixed your mic. I know you've been trying to talk. What do you want to say, bud?
Well, what I was trying to say the entire time is it's really been Nated's ability and this Carbon squad's ability to stay alive. You mean, you watch Nated sit mid-gold for the first, 3 minutes of the game not being touched.
There we have the Rockets in the hands of Darkest Hour, and immediately he was taken down. We're going to jump on board with Best Man. He's got the toys on his back. And he's got them fully loaded. So 4 Rockets to play with. They only need 40 seconds left. Carbon, remember at one point it was 125 to 98. Carbon has completely taken over this game.
Yeah, they went from completely scrappy to, oh, now we can get full control and get 90 seconds instead of 10.
Well, Walshy was taken down with the Rockets. Nated dies as well as Darkest Hour clears out 3 players in the lobby. They're looking to make a last-minute comeback. But they really need to lock down this full top hill, and they need to get the bottom hill as well.
And I mean, Anarchy has the overshield right now, so I mean, they have the ability to come back. I mean, 5 minutes, it's going to be tough, but they can easily do it if they execute effectively.
And Walshy and Nated just ate that overshield. Twilight and Antho are able to finish the player who is in the hill. Twilight not getting in the hill. He's got a player to beat on open ramp. And we're going to stay on board. Anarchy getting the spawn back goal. They're going to be able to push behind them.
And, you know, Scott, I really don't see them coming back here. When you're looking at how Carbon is playing individually, I think they're all playing superb, except that battle that Walshy just lost to Anarchy.
Anarchy is getting help from Legend. You got to love the nice long-range double shot. But Nated once again coming up from behind on the flank, disrupting.
Yeah, you just have no idea what to expect out of Nated. You don't know where he's at. Ever.
And the kid plays so fast, we saw him try and make a sick jump there from top middle to the open ramp as well. He's just trying ridiculous things. You never know what you're going to see out of him. Staying alive in the hill for a minute. The rest of his team was dead. He was distracting. But Carbon now just 30 seconds away, 3:37 left on the clock. It's do or die time for Darkest Hour as they sit in the hill. And there we got Twilight still in the hill. He got his shield back. He's finally going to be taken down. Legend's going to step in for him. I like the bait and switch here from Darkest Hour.
Yeah, and the great thing about this Darkest Hour squad is they're holding sword, very effectively. You see Ant just sitting there roaming around, and that's going to give them a huge advantage once this hill moves.
Oh, yeah, you know, but the hill is going to move here in 10 seconds. But nice job by Darkest Hour, you know, picking away at that lead. They're only down by about 60 seconds once again. Walshy trying to put shots on the last player in the hill. We're watching Ant. We're going to stay on board with him. Let's see how Darkest Hour sets up for this bottom hill. They need about 30 seconds, Scott, but more importantly, they need to keep Carbon out of the hill.
Yeah, and they need to do that by not overextending. If they get a guy in swords, even if they're in the hill, you can't drop from sword. It's the most valuable point in this match.
So there we got Ant set up perfectly on Sword Lake. You see a player watching laser ramp. Ant, however, the only player up top. There's Walshy trying to clear out players in the hill, and Ant is going to drop down and chase.
Yeah, I just would never leave Sword.
And now because he dropped down, that allowed a player to get there on Rockets. Walsh is going to come up right behind Ant, but you got to love this clock. Look at this, guys. They're coming back on the scoreboard. 178 and counting to 220. This game is not over yet. Don't count out Darkest Hour.
Lobby, Sergeant.
R1 in lobby, R1 in lobby.
I got nice. Another one, R1. I see Walshy. No. I got.
And Legends got the Rockets there. He hit Walshy with that one, dropping his shields. Finishes the kill down low, and he's going to be taken out by a grenade. Carbon trying to set up best man in the hill for a second. Naded sitting up top, close street, and all of Darkest Hour spawning down low. That is an unfortunate spawn. Captain Anarchy lifting up top, and the hill is going to move in 37 seconds, but Darkest Hour needs to get him out of the hill right now.
And they also need to make sure they're in a position to get this closed hill, because that's the last hill. There's only 60 seconds in it.
Last guy's basement.
Two basements. Three basements. That's me now. Ants got shots. Two guys from the range.
232 and counting for Carbon. Naded's in the hill. He's got the sniper. Darkest Hour on respawn, and Naded is putting shots from the hill. We're going to switch to him as he's looking to finish out the game. 7 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to get the top hill to finish it. And Walshy is all set up for this one. So there we go, guys. Darkest Hour looked like they were going to make a late game comeback, but they couldn't do it. Carbon finishes it out. So taking a look at the stats, Naded going off all game long, putting up the plus 13. Twilight on the other side, he had 27 kills. Darkest Hour, though, was not able to stay with Carbon in the second half of the game as Carbon ran away with it. They are now up in the series 2-1.
And the reason why I said it was such an important game for Darkest Hour, because the game 4 we're going into now is Heretic CTF. And if you look at all 4 players on Carbon, every single player on that team has a great battle rifle, and they're all good at Heretic. I almost said midship. They're all good at Heretic. That's why they're going to be so dangerous.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to a quick commercial break. When we come back, game number 4 of the series between Carbon and Darkest Hour. Heretic Capture the Flag is up next.